Good day, sailors. I took a day break from sailing and I'm back feeling refreshed. The reason I took a day break is because I ran a marathon. Not only did I get a PR, but I also got this very sailing fitting medal. Speaking of marathons, let's talk about today's goal. I approach OSRS the same way I run marathons, at a consistent pace. With sailing, I'm constantly having to remind myself that this is not a limited time game mode. I'm not sure if anybody else is feeling that, but I am. I don't need to rush anything. This is in the game, forever. So today, we're hitting the seas again to explore all the new islands that sailing has to offer. Specifically, this notification I keep seeing pop up after every level up message. You've unlocked a mooring port? What even is a mooring port? Let's find out together. All right, let us go ahead and get started with the mooring points section of the skill tab here. So they actually begin at level 40. We've been to Dognose Island before, but it's been a while. I'd like to kind of go back and just kind of hit these up along the way. We're currently at level 67 sailing, so I think maybe by the time we get to the end, we might be 69 just from like passively gaining XP from charting and whatnot. So we're gonna go start with level 40 and just work our way up. So the good things about the mooring ports, it looks like, is you actually can search them up on the world map. So we're gonna look up Dognose Island. I believe, yeah, it's just above the Great Conch. I guess I technically could teleport down there, but just for the fun, we're just gonna sail downwards. Yes, the Dognose shape island. We have been here before, but let's go ahead and check it out. Dognose Island. One magic tree, you know, if you ever need that one magic tree here. Can't forget about the regular trees, Charting spot we already got. Oh, and definitely my good friend, the Chameleon. And this chest right here. And the reason why I wanted to come back here is because I wanted to do a quick thank you for all of the love and support I've been getting on the recent videos, including a whopping 500 subscriptions. So to thank you, I'm gonna open up this rusty chest 500 times and see if we get anything good. And this little useful plugin right here to be able to track how many clicks we're in. And I did already do a few before, so just know we're doing a little bit of over 500. I'll just teleport out. So that's about the 5th time I've been teleported back. Just a heads up, there are no stat reductions, so when you get teleported, it's just as simple as climbing back up the mountain. All right, as much as I would love to be able to hold on to all this loot, I'm gonna have to start dropping some things. So just so far, I'll probably keep one of each unique until we run out of room completely. But we have an emerald, we have a steel dagger, an uncut sapphire, uncut diamond, which is pretty nice. At level 40 sailing, and maybe some use case scenarios here. A lot of gems. Definitely, if you brought a gem bag, you could, get a decent amount of gems. I think star mining would be obviously a lot better. But and then some cannonballs, some basic tier. This is a level 40 mooring island. So let's go ahead and drop some of this stuff so we can clear the room for the rest of 500. Real quick, as we're about 100 clicks or so, by the way, I did find a way to only record the left clicks, but it's still a little bit off. We did get a medallion fragment from here when we first visited this a long time ago. So I did already get, I guess, maybe the unique. Who knows if there's something else in here or not. I'm gonna guess that all the mooring points, or at least some of them, have a piece of this. This is, I believe, from the blog, is the diving apparatus thing that you need, which maybe would help with like underwater agility or, seaweed farming and etc. So yeah, something kind of interesting. I got an umbral frag, which is the new highest tier frag of corals you can plant. It is a secondary or a primary ingredient of the Armadale brew, which is basically like a Sarah brew, but instead of boosting your defense and healing your hit points over, it can do that with range instead. So your defense is lowered, but your range is up. So maybe kind of a good case scenario where you want not have to sip a range pot after restoring after a brew. So there might be some interesting use cases scenario, maybe some money to be made from here. It also should be noted that I'm getting about 90 XP per time I attempt to open this chest. Sometimes I don't get the XP. I think I am getting some coins, but I'm not getting XP for that. So it's only whenever I get an item. Okay, I did take off the filter from my game filter down here at the bottom. So basically it is telling me when I fail a pick lock. So I'm not getting coins. That's when I'm not getting XP as I'm failing the pick lock. So just want to clarify that. Hello, iron cannonballs. About the halfway point-ish. Look at this absolute dragon unit right here, man. Look at that guy. All right, 500-ish pick lock attempts in the bottom of my inventory, including the umbral frags and the elkhorn frags are the items I got. The unique ones, I got a few of all the gems and the bars and the necklaces and the steel items. The stackable ones are obviously the most notable. The cannonballs, not too much. And then, again, some of the frags, including the highest tier one, which is probably the most interesting discovery I had. XP-wise, if you're curious at all, 18.4k experience. I probably did it for about 30 plus minutes. Not too bad. So XP an hour, 31k overall. Not great at all for thieving. But just interesting to know, and interesting to kind of discover some new things that not a lot of people have done yet. Goodbye, Dognose. You were a good boy. Thank you again one more time for all the support and 500 plus subs. It really means a lot. Enjoy the rest of the video. All right, next on the list is Champa Island. Let's go ahead and visit it again just so we didn't miss anything. Yes, I remember briefly visiting this to get the schematics for the salvaging station. But again, it was a really quick one and done. Let's go back and see if we can explore what it has to offer. Actually, a little too far for us to get to just by boat. I think in order to maximize time, we're going to go ahead and go over to Port Piscarilius in order to summon our boat there. Come forth, boat. The tight squeeze here, Duck. Are you sure about this? I told you this is a bad idea. I told you this was a bad idea. Duck's not having a problem at all. Quack. There it is, Champa Island. We're back. It has some Champas on it. Let's see what it's all about. Champa Island. Yep, this is the box we unlocked earlier in our sailing adventure to get the salvaging station schematics. If you haven't seen that episode or know what that's all about, you can dig up a key from the island of Pandemonium, and then you can open this chest to get the salvaging station schematics to build onto your boat, which basically allows you to salvage stuff without having to go to a salvaging station on land. Oodles of Champas, which might be a nice way to kind of catch red Champas. They're pretty close, that way if you... I mean, it seems like pretty nice, honestly. A bronze axe spawn for anyone that needs a wood cut on the fly. A big net and harpoon spot to fish at. And a cooking spot to build. I'm gonna go ahead and build this actually just to see if it gives any sailing XP. I doubt it will, I'm gonna guess construction, but you never know. All right, moment of truth, let's build the cooking spot. No, just a very, very terrible construction XP, 23. But hey, we can now cook stuff on Champa Island if we ever need to, which I don't think you can even cook a Champa, can you? All right, on to the next one, level 45, the Little Pearl, which I do think we went there during the quest, but not back since. Let's go check it out. So the Little Pearl is just southeast of the Great Conch. We teleported over here, let's make our way over. Along the way, I found my arch nemesis. Ugh. This one's weird because it didn't actually end on sea, it was on land. Sailing, more like landing, am I right? All right, last time we were here, we were protecting turtle eggs. I'm not sure if we can steal those now, but would be kind of poor taste. The Little Pearl. All right, does not look like we can steal the eggs, which is good, it's good. I wonder. All right, no, I can't do anything. Well, that was about it. Go ahead and head out. So the next one, I for sure haven't been there, called the Vatrachos Island. Where even is that? All right, it looks like it's over here by Varlamore. So we're gonna have to find a way to get to that quickly. So kind of cool, we can pour out of Varlamore itself by the Colosseum, which I'm pretty sure this whole reason why this thing was even designed in the first place was for eventual sailing releases. So we're gonna go ahead and pour out of there and just kind of make our way over. Kind of cool going out of here. Just gotta make sure we're going right down the straight and narrow. Not too bad. Not too bad. Cool. I just charted that tiny Kraken corpse. That was kind of creepy. The bottle of Sea Shandy 2. What does this do? Oh, great. I blacked out. Oh, okay, I'm still on my boat. Wait. No, why am I here? No, I'm all the way in Port Sarah. No! Literally have no idea why I keep doing this to myself and just expecting something normal. The walk of shame, the walk of shame. Land ho! Vatrachos Island. All right, let's see what we got here. Interesting, it's like a little camp. Ooh, rusty chest. Oh, I think it's just like the one that's on the Dognose Island. Looks similar. It's also called a rusty chest. We'll have to investigate a little bit. Hello, Thiego. You look like a Camdozel dwarf. All right, we got a variety of ores here. We got coal, gold, iron, silver, and mithril. Anything up here? Looks like some regular trees. Oh, a seagull nest we can chart. There we go, 35 XP. Oh my gosh, a little raccoon. Not my pet, but it is a rocky raccoon. And just like the last island, I think we're gonna go ahead and build a few things here. We have a pottery oven space, a potter's wheel space, a rowboat, and a water pump. Pottery oven built, potter's wheel built, water pump built, rowboat built. The question is, where does this go? Let's find out together. Where am I? Oh, by the Stonecutter's Outpost. There's an altar here. Why might you want this? Don't know why. I'm not sure what the purpose is of all of these just yet, but I will say these discoveries are interesting to say the least. It's on to bigger and better things. The next mooring port is the Onyx Crest, which we have been to before, but we did not explore it, similar to Champa Island. Let's head there now. Ooh, just southwest of the Great Conch. That'll be nice. I think there are some facilities, if I recall correctly, that I can build there, so happy to do that. No idea what that is. No idea what that is. The Onyx Crest. And we're back. Okay, there is a furnace space here, and I do wonder if this is like the one that will increase our cannonball smelting rate, or if I'm way off. And there is this bank chest space. I don't think I have copper nickel yet. I have not discovered that, but maybe we will along our route for the mooring ports. And I need ironwood planks. I've not uncovered that yet, but maybe sometime soon. Okay, yeah, it's all coming back to me. We did come here because we dug up our key. I think we even dug up this key right here. No, that's from Jelly Jive. We dug up a key here and took it to Angler's Retreat. So I do recall being here, but there are gem rocks here as well, just for those that didn't see that. So I got gemstone, got lead, iron, and gold. I think the gemstone rocks might be the first ones out of Ramja, I believe. So, or Shiloh Village. I don't recall them being other gemstones anywhere else. So correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, and a praying mantis. One more. I just noticed that I can pickpocket these pirates. I don't know if we've always been able to pickpocket pirates, but I'm gonna pickpocket just a little bit and see if I get anything interesting.
What?
Oh,
completed.
That's something interesting. A medallion fragment. Okay. Pickpocketing pirates here, or everywhere, or here at least, gets you one of the fragments for the medallion. I know that we got one from Dognose Island and now one from here. I wonder, honestly, if going back to the mooring ports that I already went to, there's some action that you have to do to be able to get these. I could be wrong. Maybe we have to like go mine at the one we were just at that had like the mining rocks there. Maybe we have to catch chins, collect one from there. Maybe there's like different skilling ways to get the fragments, is my thought, possibly. But okay, that was surprising. It looks like just coins and the fragment. Let's try killing a few. Yeah, I got an eye patch. And I'm not wearing any armor, but for like level 52 pirates on 92 defense, they're hitting pretty hard. I have very limited sample size, but I'm calling it. All they drop is coins, bones, and eye patches. I got the supplies. Let's build this furnace before we go. There we go. That looks like a nice furnace. So with the bank chest being built and the furnace right here, it's a fairly close furnace to a bank. I don't know if it's the closest. I think it still gets beat out by places like Shiloh Village, Prif, and even Edgeville, but it's fairly close. All right, we'll have to come back whenever we can get the ironwood planks and the stuff for the bank chest. On to the next one. The next one is the Shimmering Atoll. Never heard of it. Looks like it's a little bit south of the Sunset Coast. Do we have that unlocked? We do. Level 44. Let's go. Looks like there's a ship to the Sunset Coast from Alderaan. So I haven't been here a lot. Actually, I've been here more in Gridmaster than I have in the main game. We're gonna go up here and take the ship to the Sunset Coast. I assume that Antonia is Sunset Coast. We'll see. Yeah, it's Sunset Coast. Why don't you just call it that? And I'm definitely not showing everything, but I am doing some charting along the ways. Gotta get that XP. Oh, this is my first time seeing a fishing spot. Look at that. Oh, has that been what it's been the whole time? Fishing spot? Okay. I was been wondering what that blue line has been. Interesting. Okay. That's how you fish, I guess. It moves. Cool. There it is. Perhaps the most interesting looking island I've seen on this sailing adventure yet. The Shimmering Atoll. That's a big lizard. Oh, you can catch black warlocks on here. Interesting, interesting. Oh, a new kind of chest, a tarnished chest. Oh, I don't want to catch the warlock. I want to take the chest. Okay, iron cannonballs. Let's do this for a few attempts and see what we get. Just got teleported away from the chest like I did with the other ones. Okay, a couple of interesting developments. Got some chaos runes, a mithril scimitar, which you can get from other types of salvaging, and a medium clue. That's my third time being teleported. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. Got a few things similar to the other chest, the rusty chest, I believe it was called. I did get some iron cannonballs, quite a bit more. I think I got more bronze cannonballs from the other one. Pillar frag, which I didn't get any from the other chest, and some chaos runes. These are probably the most notable things, these 4 items right here. But beyond that, just some of the same old stuff. To me, what's kind of interesting in thinking about this at all, I know it's kind of all low-level stuff, but how accessible would 49 sailing be on like a Snowflake or like an Iron Man account? Where you could kind of progress your way through some items. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking through the lens of like, could offer some unique gameplay, I think, early on for certain account builds. So just thinking about that. We're now going around the elbow of the Shimmering Island. So we've got a big net and a harpoon fishing spot, 2 of them. Just noticed 2 mahogany trees here. A lot of hunter variety on all these islands. Some different birds you can catch, and like butterflies and things like that. So that's cool to see. It's like a cushion and a samurai sword. That's kind of interesting. Is this the fabled rumors of the Eastern Isle? That was like a very nice teak spot here that you could chop. Basically, if you're trying to power level and just kind of dropping the logs. Very nice. Also another chest here. Oh, lockbox is firmly sealed shut, but there is an engraving with directions inside. On the Isle of Bones, dig on the beach, but not on the rock, and not next to or in line with any bones that they've dropped. Interesting. Okay, gotta go to the Isle of Bones. Isle of Bones is over here by the Void outpost. So we should be able to port out of there. We've been there before. So let's try to hit that up real quick. I am getting some good use out of my teleport scrolls, which I usually don't use on the iron. There she blows, the Isle of Bones. A lot of people here. All right, got a lot of skeletons here. So that's interesting. And what am I looking for again? Not on a rock or next to any bones. Let's find a spot that's open. Maybe here? Nope. Maybe here? Nope. Maybe here? Nope. Hey, there it is. This is the spot right here if you need to know it for any reason. There we go. Get the Isle of Bones key. We can take it back to the Shimmering Atoll. Let's get one of these just for science before we leave. And nothing dropped except some bones. There's a cauldron here we can investigate.
Collection log slot.
Oh my
completed.
gosh. A medallion fragment. Let's go. Another piece of the medallion. We're getting them all. All right, I was having a good time then I saw the meteorologist here. Stupid meteorologist and stupid weather patterns and stupid thing. Hey, I just found a really good pirate shipwreck salvaging spot. I guess finding that, maybe I should be thankful for the meteorologist. We back. Around the atoll we go. All right, let's find out together what this is.
Collection log slot completed.
Oh my gosh, that's actually huge. A rosewood hole schematic? Oh my gosh. Is it not the best thing? It details how to build rosewood holes on your boats. It takes in everything. Oh my gosh. Dude, that is the highest level hole you can build on the boat with 84 construction, but 93 sailing. We won't be there for a while. But to have that unlocked already, I did not know this was here. That's crazy. That was fun. Cool. Well, rosewood hole unlocked. Oh, there's also a dictionary here. Okay. Definitely the most interesting island we've discovered so far this episode. But it's time to move on to the next one. All right, the next up is the Angler's Retreat. We have been there before, but actually I'm happy to go back because I'm pretty positive this fetid key, it unlocks a chest here, if I recall correctly. So let's head over to the Angler's Retreat. Yes, there it is in that fetid waters. Right up above here is our Corsair Cove. Yep, that is where we need to go. Oh no, there's a pirate! The Angler's Retreat. All right, again, we have been here before, but it's been a little bit. Let's recap what we found last time. There is a cooking pot space for us to build. There's a spinning wheel space for us to build. There's a hardwood tree patch, which is actually pretty significant. Big net and harpoon fishing spot, some oak trees, regular trees, of course, a lot of them. Copper tails, ruby harvest, even some flags if you really need some. And then also a rowboat space, which we're going to build as well. And there are 2 chests on the island, and this one might be the one we need the fetid key for, so let's see. There we go. You unlock the chest key you're carrying and find some treasures inside. Oh my gosh. I have abs. And this other chest here is actually something that sent us over to the Onyx Crest to get a key, but we just never got around to using it. Let's see what's inside.
Collection log slot.
Hey,
completed.
Another collection log. A gale catcher. Ooh, that is, I think, the upgrade to the wind catcher, no? Let's see. Yes, the level 79 gale catcher. What's the materials? Nails, bars, copper, nickel. We gotta find that in order to make the bars. We've not found that yet. But that's for us to worry about when we get 79 sailing. We're nowhere near close at the moment. Let's build the cooking pot and the spinning wheel. The rowboat has been built as well, but where does it go? Ooh, right here to Corsair Cove. Hey, we can get back and forth. From here to Angler's Retreat. Sweet. That way if we ever come here again with our boat, if we need to, we can just take this instead of teleporting our boat back to us, etc., etc. All right, that's another mooring port explored. I feel like the rest of these we truly have not explored at all. I think the Angler's Retreat is the last one I can actually recall that I've been to from this list here. So let's go on to the Minotaur's Rest. We actually already passed Minotaur's Rest earlier whenever we went to the Vatrachos Island. We just didn't stop there along the way. So let's head back there now. Minotaur's Rest. Hey, that's my job. Minotaur's Rest. Oh my gosh, capybaras. Hello, Petrus. Old Petrus here wants us to go down in the cave to see some minotaurs. It looks like a pretty basic island up top, just a few tropical wagtails you could hunt for and some capybaras to look at. I guess let's go down into the cave. Those are some big minotaurs. Oh, you can't attack them. You can just look at them. Oh, there's a cockroach. Oh, big bone spawns. If I walk out here, will I get attacked? No. We're good. Oh my gosh. Look at this goat ram thing. That guy got it. So I don't really understand the point of these being here. If we can't attack them, I guess it's just a sight to see. All in all, a pretty anticlimactic cave if we can't really attack these guys, but at least something cool to look at. And also cockroaches for the first time. I guess, in OSRS. This is huge. This is game changing. This is game breaking. This is a cockroach. Oh yeah, and by the way, just because I want you to suffer the same suffering I had, watch this examine text. The least milkable cow I've ever seen. My goodness, that's the least milkable cow I've ever seen. I guess not every island has to have something to do on it. I wish there was at least something in that cave. Maybe I'll find out something later on that connects back to it. But overall, as far as all the islands I've visited so far, this has the least amount of interactable content. Up next is the Isle of Souls. Now, of course, we have been to the Isle of Souls before because that's where we go to Soul Wars, but it's this little island right here, and it does look like there's a little tiny boat or rowboat that maybe we can make or we can connect to. So, yeah. Are you flipping kidding me, you stupid duck? Taking me through this route. So it turns out there is actually the Isle of Souls mooring port, and then there's also the Tier of the Soul mooring port, which is just down south. So I don't know if Isle of Souls is anything significant because we've always been able to go to the Isle of Souls, but let's just check it out and see if there's anything new on the actual beach itself. Here we are. It's just the Isle of Souls. I know we're breaking rank here by going out of order, but let's go to the Tier of the Soul since we're already here. Tier of the Soul. We have a rowboat space. Ooh, sand crabs. Very rough looking individual here named Steve McDykel. Oh, this is the guy that can rename your boat. I've heard that there was a guy that could do that. Only cost you a single glass of cider. I think I'm okay with my boat name for now. Maybe a later point, Steve McDykel. A nice little charting location here. Wow. Got 3 yew trees here. That's pretty nice. Including an iron axe just hanging out here. And biles. Oh, interesting. You can actually exchange banknotes with this guy. Okay. Might be an interesting little thing to know how to use. Much better than the Minotaur Island. This is my type of island. Very quirky, very interesting. Let's build that boat space. Rowboat space unlocked. But where does it go? We are on the Isle of Souls. Okay. So yeah, okay. Again, there may be some niche purpose to this as well, but at least we have it. At least it's connected. All right, real quick, before I leave here, I do want to try something out. First off, I want to try to note these logs on him. Okay, I just was kind of curious. And then I do want to see if I can note stuff on him. I can't do that. Rip. Bye, sand crabs. Bye, Steve McDykel. Oh, it's Sleeve. Bye, Sleeve McDykel. See ya. In this episode, we explored the first 10 mooring points unlocked with sailing. And I honestly did not expect to find what we did. In-game sailing upgrades and nifty cosmetics, a host of unique training opportunities, and just overall beautiful sights. I look forward to exploring the rest of the ones I currently have available to me in the next video. I hope you'll join me then. For now, take care and happy sailing.